and it came up in the chat today. And I kind of answered it quickly because we were in a time bind, but I want to pose it to you and just explore it for a second.
Sure.
And that is, will there be another U.S. election? And I said, of course there will be. There are elections in Russia, there are elections in China, there are elections everywhere. They're just like there are courthouses everywhere and judges in all of these countries also. The question is the legitimacy of those things and these institutions, including the election. I wonder if you could speak to that question.
Well, I want to say two things on that because I think that's one of the great questions of our moment. First things first is the idea of managed democracy or illiberal democracy, which is what we've seen in Russia and Hungary especially, which is where you have a system, some people refer to it as competitive authoritarianism, which is where you have a strong authoritarian party. They allow elections to happen, but quite frankly, nobody believes them, right? Like you see the numbers come out and you're like, oh, great, Vladimir Putin got 97% of the vote, which that 3% is actually sort of a gift from Vladimir Putin. It's almost, like spitting in people's faces.
Right.
So I will say that is a possibility. And I say that's a possibility because I keep seeing people who are in the middle of this authoritarian crisis who keep looking for 2026, who keep looking for 2028. And what I tell people in my organizing, when I'm trying to get people to do this fight, I say, you cannot rely on those things. Like maybe they will happen. And if so, that's the cherry on top. That's the bonus. But we have to fight like every single day from one day to the next is the last day that we have to fight. And you can't rely on those things. We've already seen Trump and the people around him have started to eat away at the barriers of voting and protection and all of these things. And they've been doing it for years. So I think there's a very real possibility that we'll have elections, but I don't think that you can have faith that these things are going to be what saves us. And I think that's one of the things that's held the Democratic Party back so far. And a lot of the people who, quite frankly, should be in the streets at this point is a faith that those elections are going to go off unfettered, which I don't think you can say at this point.